Good morning. Good morning. Good morning, everyone. It's Stony Love with the Stony Love Morning Show. We're filmed right here at Clark TV Network and 108 Praise. I would like to welcome you, and I hope that you're having a wonderful Tuesday morning, I think we're at. Yes, terrific Tuesday. Every new day is a day to change your life. So, whatever you're going through this morning, don't forget what I always tell you. You got to kneel down so you can stand up. And today's a new day. Begin the day like nothing ever happened yesterday and know that the universe has you. Always trust in Him and never anyone on this planet. Trust in the Lord always. Today we have a great show, and it's a show of beautiful women. Shamika Chappelle, entrepreneur, brand ambassador, and we have Angela Riley, economic developer, and the booking agent for the Stony Love Show. I just had to add that in there. So I hope that you guys are doing wonderful. If you would like to be a part of the Stony Love Show, if you would like to advertise with us, we are also on Roku, Amazon, Apple TV, and other surrounding streaming channels. So if you would like to be a part of the morning show and advertise with us, please email me at stonyloveatl@gmail.com or stonyloveshow at gmail.com. I'll be waiting for you, and I have a seat right here next to me for you. Now, I'm going to introduce you to the wonderful Shamika Chappelle. How are you this morning, Queen?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful. I want to say thank you for getting up early this morning with me.
Oh, it's my pleasure. Thank you for having me on your show. It's an honor, I'm telling you.
Well, thank you. Thank you. I got the call yesterday that you would be coming to the show. I didn't know much about you. And so I was like, wait a minute. What is she doing? What am I going to talk to her about? And so as I begin to open up and listen to you, I was like, wow.
Yes.
So we can't always have closed minds.
Right.
Now, when I'm wrong, you see, people who know me, know I convict myself because I am a disciple for the Lord.
Amen.
And when he convict us when we're wrong and let us know that we are not walking in his sight.
Yeah.
So we have to, say, you know what? Everybody got a story.
Exactly.
And you can't look at the book and be like, mm. So that's what I kind of did yesterday, y'all. So I asked for forgiveness. So I'm glad you're here.
I'm glad.
You have the moment that we spent together was the best before the show because I got a chance to really get to know her within those 10 minutes. And so tell us a little bit about yourself. I know that you own a nonprofit organization. And listen, look what she got me, y'all. I like gifts. So when y'all come on the show, you ever heard your mama tell you don't go to nobody's house empty handed?
Okay.
So listen, when y'all come over here, I like gifts. I got this nice shirt. Now, I might gotta drop 10 pounds to get in it, but that's incentive, okay? But it's all good.
I believe you could wear it.
I believe I can too. It says, "What is mom's?" Right?
What is a mom master of many?
This is her nonprofit organization. Exactly what is it that this organization do for the community?
What is a mom really was my sister idea. She didn't get a chance to bring it to fruition because she passed from colon cancer 3 years ago. So I asked my niece if I can take it and just run with it
And
now
finish the
and
project.
finish and bring it to where she wanted it to be. When she thought about it, she sat down one day and she just thought it just came to her. We as mothers have to do, it's what we do first of all,
Hmm.
because we have so many roles that we have to play in life. We're the mothers, we're the caretakers, we're the caregivers. We have to carry the kids to school. We have to, for those that are wives, you have to be the wife. I mean, it's just so much we as women do. And a lot of times we don't get those breaks to sit down and cry and let stuff out. We have to be the strong backbone of the family, the prayer warriors. We have to keep everything going despite how we feel. Get the kids to school, carry the kids to the doctor. When you got more than one, you got to intervene on the arguments.
Oh yes, you gotta play. You gotta
so,
play referee.
so you have to play
Definitely.
all of that as well as we work.
Yes.
So our
And
day
then
to
to
day
maintain our sanity and our health at the
exactly.
same time.
We have to cook, go to the
It's
stores,
a lot.
just so much that we as women take on. So it's what we do.
Yes.
But it's to empower and to encourage women. Like the word say, master. We have mastered it.
Wow.
We have mastered it. Many tasks.
That's true. That is so true. Now, when I call your organization, what is it that what is a mom? Um, what would it do? What services will it be able to help me with?
um, when I finalize everything, it will be able to help empower, encourage, motivate.
Okay. Will there be resources available
I'm hoping so. I'm
to
looking
either,
forward to
even
that.
if it's just to trans, say, hey, we don't have these resources here, but you are affiliate over at such and such.
And that's what I'm hoping to bring because as I say, nobody knows our private struggles. Nobody knows the private struggles of sometime when we're sick and have to take off jobs. And if you're not getting PTO time, you're going to need those finances. You're going to need, somebody to counsel you.
Hmm.
Because as I say, mentally, we go through things and we suffer in silence because a lot of times we don't have time to talk about it. We just know to chuck it up and keep on going.
Yes, ma'am. Now you're also a writer.
Yes.
You've written for different magazines, um, um, inspirational columns.
Mm-hmm.
I know that you've been through a lot, and I'm not sure if you want to share that or
Oh, I
not.
can.
Okay.
I have no problem.
So you are, as you say, a mom
Mm-hmm.
and a mother who has been incarcerated.
Yes.
And how much time did you do?
I did 10 years.
Okay.
10
So
years.
10 years away from
My children. So,
is that's 10 summers.
oh, that's a long time. Just think if your children are 7, 4, and a year and 3 months old. And when you come out, you're looking at teenagers.
I know.
oh,
I know because I too was incarcerated for 9 years and white collar crime, and I was placed in a camp for
mhm.
9 years, and it was a very heart wrenching thing. I left my kids at 14, 14, 15, 16.
See, yours was a little older, much older than
And so
mine.
imagine the day that I'm released, and they, believe it or not, they released me on Juneteenth,
Mm,
2013. So I know that was a divine.
right.
And when I walked out of that prison, I'm walking into adults, 20, 21, 22. I'm like, whoa.
You know,
So,
when the show Empire came out, I was
did
like,
they take
my
my
life.
life?
I was like, my life was nowhere near that.
Right, but
I
it
had
was
the
mine was.
rebellious kid, like how King was
Yes. When I looked
rebellious.
at the show, my kids were like, Mom, that's our life. Did they like take
Mm,
our life? And I was
okay.
like, I don't know, but a lot of people have similar stories. And there are
Yes.
a lot of women that are incarcerated or has been incarcerated,
Hmm.
and it has impacted the American community because what happens, they've already taken the black man out of the home.
Right.
They've done that many, 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 many years ago, and they've put him in jail, or
Right.
they've criminalized his record where he cannot get a high paying job, so
Right.
he's left the family. So now the woman is doing everything she can to survive.
Hmm.
So if she's not a stripper or if she's not a prostitute, she's probably doing something under the table, white collar, to have that extra money to buy those extra pair of shoes or to do what she needs to do and hoping that she doesn't get caught. But then when it comes down to she gets caught, then she's gone. And then the children are left either for family members who
Mm-hmm.
don't care or
Right.
they're left for the system who definitely doesn't
Don't
care.
care.
So then where does our children, they get lost in the system, and statistics shows that when the mother is incarcerated or the father, that there is a 9 times out of 10 one of your children will experience incarceration.
Right.
Have you experienced that with any of your children?
One of my daughters, she never went to prison. She might have just been locked up for like a day.
And that recently
Domestic
happened to my
situation.
son.
Domestic situation.
Same here.
So, but none of them had to experience what I went through.
Right.
Yes, that's the only
And
one.
I pray that they never
Never
do.
do.
Because when I walked out of that camp, I say, may I be the last of the spirit of incarceration
Mm,
and may this end. Because so many people in my family before me had already had done time.
right.
But I was the only female that had done time like that.
It was devastating for my family when I was incarcerated. I had never been in trouble, never even had a traffic ticket, didn't even know how to drive at that time.
Wow.
So my sister introduced me to this gentleman. She thought she was getting me away from my other daughter father that was abusive.
Right.
And she didn't know that this guy was into gang related activity. I didn't know. When I
Oh, wow.
found out and wanted to get away, I had to go through
Yes.
so much. But and it said incarceration got me away, but that's not what I wanted.
Right.
Not to be caught up in somebody else's situation
Yes.
and go lose that amount of time, have to plea bargain out
Yes.
and go lose that amount of time out my life, out my children's life, because to be honest, even after all these years, they have not bounced. They refuse to let it go. I'm
They
gonna put
don't.
it like that.
And every
They
time an
hold on to
argument
those.
comes,
Yes,
they bring it up. You
yes,
left me when I was a kid.
yes. You wasn't a mother. You wasn't here. But you cannot allow that to affect you.
You
I
can't.
just tell them I wasn't the best parent. I wasn't the worst. I've asked my forgiveness,
And I'm not going to ask
but
you every
I'm not going
argument
to
for
ask
it.
you and I'm not going to keep
That's right.
allowing you to hold this
Over my
over
head.
my head.
Amen.
Life goes on.
That's right.
Life
So
goes
you
on.
can hold on to it or we
Right.
can let this go
Right.
and we can move forward,
And
you know?
and thank God I've done some wonderful things that I never thought I would do,
Yes.
come
And
out.
you have, and that's what we're gonna drive to that. After you got through all of that, you've opened up your own business. You
Mm,
started your own network. You've written for magazines and going to be writing for more.
mm.
And you have not let this stop you.
No, it couldn't. I came out, because computers wasn't in nowhere. Cell phones was out, computers was out.
Right.
Um, I went through a program Family Children's Service had called New Connections to Work,
Okay,
where I
awesome.
learned basic computer and keyboarding training.
Hmm.
I also went to Everest Institute where I took up medical insurance billing and coding.
Beautiful.
Went
So
to
you were
I
determined.
determined ITT Tech, got my associates in computer network system. I was 3 semesters away from my bachelor's in cybersecurity before they closed.
Okay.
Uh, I started straight. I haven't finished yet because I'm supposed to be in their bachelor's program for business administration.
Yes, ma'am.
So in the process, I was also blessed to meet a gentleman by the name of Gerald Emerson Rose that has New Order National Human Rights Organization.
Hmm.
So I was out there with him, going into the homeless shelters, telling my testimony. Also, his organization fights police brutality and corruption, trying to bridge the gap between city official police officers and the community. I also was a part, me and another lady, we started a teen outreach before the pandemic called You
Wow.
Are Teen Outreach. And You Are was one of her brands from a hair brand, but we turned it into Unique as We Are for the teens.
I like that
So we had them
because there are a
out.
lot of troubled youth.
Yes,
A
we
lot of
had
troubled
them
youth.
out in the community and inside some of the shelters as well, some of the nursing homes before the
Wow.
pandemic had started. And like you say, I was a friend of mine that I met um, with the magazine Scars of Survival magazine,
Mhm.
LLC, asked me, to share my story of inspiration. I also shared a story about forgiveness in one of the other magazines,
Wow.
so that
And
was a blessing.
forgiveness takes a lot of weight off of you.
Yes, it takes a lot of
It
weight
does.
off, because if you're holding on to unforgiveness, it does nothing but hinder you.
That's it.
The other person is still going on.
Right.
Then it causes health issues.
A
But we have
lot.
to forgive. We want God to forgive us. So who are we not to forgive somebody else?
That's true.
And I know it's easier said than done, but I chose to forgive and not hold grudges and just move on.
So, what will be your recommendation to other women who are in situations like us that have come out of um, bad marriages, incarceration, or leaving something behind that has had them in shackles and chains? And I'm not just literally meaning that, but in situations where they were bound and they're moving forward to start an organization. What is your advice to them to get started? Like, just to persevere. Like, what will be your first thing to tell them?
I had to remain hopeful. And I'm glad for the church I had at the time kept me encouraged.
Okay.
I had to encourage myself, as Paul said. Sometimes you have to encourage yourself because, you know, I came out and I was still going through some things, even family wise.
Yes.
So I cried many a tears silently, but my fighting energy was my kids.
Right.
And no, we still don't have the best relationship, but I love them.
But your mom.
But I'm still a mother at the end of the
That's right.
day. I had one last daughter coming out. I was almost out 2 years before I got pregnant with
Oh,
Genesis.
you have a new baby.
Yeah, she's 16 now, and I'm ever proud.
Wow.
She's been out here in the field
So you
with
did
me.
that back in the daytime.
Yes,
Oh, that back in the day.
yes.
Okay.
So she's
That's a different
she's
time.
she's been out here with me. I'm so proud of her. She's
Yeah.
in the band. She was a part of the HOSA
So you and her have
program.
a great relationship.
Yes.
Right. So she doesn't understand when they're talking about what they're talking about.
No, and I try and tell her sometimes, cause sometimes kids gonna have their little ways. That
Right.
that's been my help, child,
Right.
for
Yeah,
real.
I know.
And I
It's
have to
like that.
tell her, I say, you just don't know. You have had more of me than your sisters did.
Right.
You've had more of me. And I've been able to do more with you than I was able
The
to do
universe
with
is so
them.
kind. He says, "You didn't get it right the first time.
Right.
Let me help you
So,
this time."
and that's all I ask God to do. Bless me one last time. And like I said, when I found out I was pregnant, and then when I found out she was gonna be a girl, I was hoping for a boy because I had three girls
But he
already.
still knew what you needed.
He knew what I needed, and he blessed me with her. So I was thinking of a name, and I was like, "Well, it's a new beginning for me, and it's a new beginning of her life. That's a new beginning." So I said Genesis.
Oh.
Then I was gonna name her Sarai. My mama said no,
Yeah.
Sarah, because that's the name God changed her to when He made a covenant. So I said Genesis, the beginning. Sarah, may you always have a covenant with God. Her daddy wanted Chloe, and then I looked up Chloe. I said Green. I said may prosperity always hit your life.
Mm. She shall be
So I
blessed.
got it right on the name with that one with the meaning.
Right. And the Bible talks about that. And a lot
Hmm.
of people don't know
Right.
that a good name is that's chosen is far better than rubies and
Right.
gold. So
Right.
that's the Bible speaks of that. I can get to preaching.
Said,
But
come on now.
well, I just want to say thank you so very much for stopping by this Tony Love show today in Clark TV Network. We really appreciate you sharing your story with us, and it will motivate other women on who are secretly walking around. They don't want to share that they've been incarcerated. They don't want to share that they've had a struggle.
Right.
And they just want everybody to think that it's all good and it's okay.
No, it's not all
And
good.
it's not always all good.
Mm-mm.
We've, I woke up like this, like they said, Beyonce, but you don't know what I went through last night.
Exactly.
You don't know what I went through last night. So I
Exactly.
came here looking together, but you don't know how I got here this morning.
Exactly.
So when we look at people and we see that they all together, there's a story
There's a
behind
story.
everybody.
There's a story.
There's a story.
We've hidden things behind the makeup, behind being dressed up. You know, my mother used to always say you don't have to look like what you're going through.
I'm trying to tell
Nobody
you.
has to know what you're going through.
Yes.
So a lot of time we put on these clothes, makeup, hair, nails, everything.
Uh huh.
And we have to hold our heads up, keep on going because there's somebody out there that still need to see there's hope.
There is hope.
There is hope despite what you're going through. So,
And I would like for you to share with everybody where they can locate you and your program.
well, right now I'm getting everything together, finished getting everything together with What is a Mom.
Okay.
But you can locate me on Facebook, Shamika Chappelle, ShamikaChapple. Also on Instagram, the same way, Shamika_Chappelle or just Shamika Chappelle, you'll find me. So you can reach me on that Twitter,
She's everywhere.
LinkedIn. I have all social media platforms.
All right. All right
And
now.
like I said later on, you will be seeing What is a Mom.
Okay.
More of What is a Mom, my church, thank God. Highway to Help a Ministry for being the first to launch my t-shirt, What is a Mom, Master of Many. I'm thankful to them, Pastor William Hansford and Melanie Hansford, for launching my t-shirt. So now it's going to be on other platforms.
Awesome.
So look forward to me because I am a brand ambassador of other people brands too.
Well, that's beautiful, and you always helping out others. That is
I
wonderful.
am. I widely support people, and some of the people I've greatly supported out here, even in the music industry and everything, they be like, Shamika, you supported us. Now
Right.
we want to see you get out here and do you now. We want to see you make it as well.
And you just must keep going
Hmm.
as the doors open, keep walking through them. And we'll be right back with these after these messages with Angela Riley.
Yay!
The idea of Sunday dinner is the love and the memories you have with it. Hopefully, we're doing something that will make the kids want to continue that tradition like our parents instilled in us.
sit down.
For us, Sunday dinner was knowing that, your aunts were gonna be in the kitchen, y'all were gonna be outside, and then you're gonna race when they say dinner's ready, right? Like you pushing each other out the way, right? But also part of that was on Sunday, you didn't eat all day because you knew where you were getting later, right? Growing up, watching my grandfather, who was just like this stoic man, season and flip meat, these greasy hands, this smock, and everyone's looking at him, right, for whatever it was that was coming off the grill. You get a brisket going, that smoke gets to going, your 16-year-old shows up, right? Like he sits next to you, he's waiting for that piece of meat, right? So it pulls you, those smells pull you in. That's hot.
So Ma, as a kid, what was your favorite dish that was made?
Fried chicken.
Like, was it something about that, or?
Well, we only had fried chicken on Sundays. It wasn't always a regular thing because when you had like home fried chicken, somebody had to kill the chicken the day before.
I was about to say.
Everything was prepped on Saturday night because you have to remember we're going back now to a stove that was started up with wood or coal.
Right. I used to request for you to make yeast rolls because I was like, this is amazing and it's so flavorful.
So I do mine, like Grandma didn't have, she had the hand mixer that she whipped around and she would set it where the sun shined on it. Because so it always had to be made early enough that the sun could shine to raise up your rolls.
When we talk about the things that you grow up eating in the house, the one thing that I always loved was my mama's greens. And she took pride at making her son, her oldest boy, these greens. Well, then I met a woman. And fell in love with this woman. And it probably was due to some of those greens. And I think, I'm pretty sure the first thing I said when I took a bite, I think I looked you square in your face and I said, sincerely, these better than my mama greens.
The juices started to come out over here. I'm just want to cover it.
Being able to set time aside for your family or your extended family is just hard to come by. And it gets harder the older you get. To be able to sit aside like a dedicated time to be able to say, hey, this is where we are, this is where we're gonna meet. Right. Bring everything that you have of yourself in this moment is great. And for us, the kids respond. It's something that they look forward to. We sing a made-up song called Who Won the Day? And sometimes you don't win the day. We got a 4-year-old who'll say, I didn't win my day, it was a rough day, this happened. But they know that this is a space that we are gonna share that. Put butter on your hands?
Give me his plate. Well, I'm staying.
If somebody had a challenging day or we know that something happened with someone, our table is where we discuss it, and we discuss it as a family. It gives people an opportunity to express themselves and their emotions and not feel like it's a bad thing. You started it trying to get more conversation at the table, and it really has opened that up. Who win the day?
We win the day.
Who win the day?
We win the day.
Who win the day?
We win the day.
Penelope, how'd you win your day?
I made rolls with my family.
What else?
I was watching TV all night.
With thinking about what does Sunday dinner mean to me, as a parent, making the foods that your kids love is what I take pride in because that's what I saw.
Being able to get together is like almost a small vacation.
Even though you're around the same people all day long.
Even though you're around the same people all day long, you're with people, but you aren't focused on them.
Right.
And so the dinner table's been a place where we've been able to keep that sense of normalcy and where we just still have that focus on each other.
And amazing food.
And amazing food.
Welcome back to the Stony Love Morning Show. It's Stony Love, and I'm right here with Angela Riley, economic developer. How are you this morning, dear?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm doing fabulous, wonderful, and just amazing.
It's early. It's
It
very early.
is, and I'm a morning person, as you can see.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So how are you today? And
I'm
is
doing
it too
great.
early for you?
It's kind of early. No, and I haven't actually had coffee yet. I had some tea,
Oh, okay.
but I'm okay.
All right.
I'm waking up.
Well, I know that you do a lot. You work a lot in the community. You do your economic development. You also, as an author, you teach people how to open their business,
Yes,
how to start a business, maintain their business.
exactly.
Um, you do a lot. So
I
let's
do.
let's find a place where we can start that you like to talk
Okay.
about.
I,
Since
I really am very passionate about youth and about youth development, leadership development, entrepreneurial pursuits, teaching and training them how to be independent individuals.
yes.
And they can do that by creating their own businesses. And the earlier they start, it seems the more successful they can become in business. Not all young people who graduate or don't graduate from high school are going to go on to college, and they may not even be able to afford to go to college. They could be brilliant, but just not be able to afford to go to college. So they need to have some options. So starting a business is one of those ways that they can be productive citizens and make the kind of money that they need to survive.
Wow, that's pretty good here. You also have young CEOs that you help create and write.
Exactly. Young CEOs is a nonprofit organization,
Okay.
and it was started to help youth create their own businesses. This organization teaches financial literacy, leadership, and entrepreneurship.
Hmm.
And the focal point is for youth or young people between the ages of 12 and 23. So they start very young.
So you teach them at an early age how to handle money.
How to handle money, how to budget, how to create a business, how to source products for their businesses, um, purchasing wholesale, marking up, marking down, having sales, the whole nine. So it helps them with their math skills,
Oh,
definitely.
I might need to take this class.
And it also helps them with their writing skills.
Oh,
So
wow.
the book that you just mentioned, Young CEOs, Financial Empowerment Through Entrepreneurship,
Yes.
was a project that was designed to, first of all, brand the students
Okay.
and help them to write their stories.
Mhm.
So it started out with 10 students, and unfortunately, the boys all dropped out. They just didn't want to write their stories, and the young women did. So this book is about 5 young women who, from different backgrounds, different walks of life, different socioeconomic groups, uh, how they started their businesses. So it's their story, why they started it, what they hope to accomplish with it. And the project was really to brand them so that they could say, I'm a published author and I have some skills that are worthy of, maybe getting a job with someone or going on to college. So it was helping to brand them.
How important is it to brand your idea?
Oh, very important. Very important to brand yourself first and foremost.
Right.
To be your own brand is really important.
Okay. Well, so to say that, some people may not know exactly what that means. So, like, I have the Stony Love show, and it has all these colors and all of that stuff. That's a brand.
Right, and it's your identity.
Right.
That's how people identify
Identify.
who you are.
Exactly.
Is through your brand.
Right. So, say for instance, for this brand, what would I need to do to keep this safe so nobody else walks around with a heart, a big S, and T's?
Well, you can
I'm just
create a trademark for that.
Oh.
You could copyright your material.
Mhm.
There's a lot of things that you can do to protect your business
Protect your-
interests and protect your brand.
Wow. And so that's where I would come to you and you would lead me on the directions or the places that I need to.
I would definitely lead you to the public, the Patent and Trademark Office
Okay.
of the federal government. And there's lots of information that you can acquire and learn how to patent your ideas
Yes.
and trademark your businesses and yourself, actually,
Got
because
you.
your business is yourself.
So, you work with youth. Do do they have to pay for these services, or are they discounted at a lower price for them because they don't have the money like as an adult?
No, they don't pay for anything.
Oh,
The services have been primarily delivered through schools and after school programs.
oh.
However, COVID put a stop to that,
Mhm.
and so now we are trying to rebrand and relaunch the Young CEO organization, the Academy, where in the summertime youth can go to various locations to learn entrepreneurship. But all of that has been put on hold because of COVID and because school systems aren't allowing individuals not in the actual school to come in and possibly infect their students. So we've been on hold for a minute, and we're hoping to relaunch the summer program next year in 2023 and going back into the schools this year
Okay.
in September.
Oh, in September.
Yes.
Oh, that's going to be awesome. The kids definitely. This is a program that is much needed because children need to learn at an early age about money, bank accounts, how to handle these economical things in their everyday life.
Exactly. And right now, with the economy being so crazy, stock market is off the chain, gas prices are
I think
up.
we heading for a recession.
I believe we are in it, actually.
That's what I said.
Yeah, I think we're in the beginning stages of it. And inflation is
I feel
going
it.
through the roof. And just the fact that gas prices are so high. I've never seen the price of gas this high
I
in my
spend more
entire
on
life.
gas than food.
Exactly, exactly. So I think it's important for people to learn how to budget,
Yes.
manage their money, how to find those good deals
Oh
so that they're
yeah.
not overspending. And when you teach young people early on, it helps them for their whole entire life. And it's
Wow.
really important to be able to do that.
And how to save.
Yes, how
And
to
see,
say.
I as a kid, I was not taught about money, so I make money, but it's like gone with the wind.
Well, today it's easy for that to happen.
Right?
Everything
yeah,
is
today
so
it's easy.
expensive. Exactly.
Right, but I mean, it's like as soon as I get it, I'm like, ooh, $15,000, and it's like it's gone.
I wanted this so long. I'm going to go ahead and buy it right now, but we have to learn how to,
Manage.
how to manage and how to put off. We need to look at what we need versus what we want. Needs versus wants are really important, particularly now.
Now, also, you do a lot of networking with artists in the performing arts arena, entertainment. Um, how do you enjoy that?
I love it because it's fun. It's a passion of mine.
That's your fun job.
Yeah, I work in economic development.
Right.
That's my regular job. And I work with youth, and I'm very passionate about that.
Right.
But the real fun comes in entertainment,
Right.
being able to meet entertainers and learning about their backgrounds and listening to their music or watching their films. And there's so many different platforms now for individuals to express themselves.
Yes.
And so I am really interested in looking at them and seeing them. I observe people.
I see that.
And it makes them happy. It's joyful. It's a joyful experience. And right now, with everything that's been going on with COVID, with mental illness on the upswing, particularly with our youth, which I'm concerned about, it's nice to have an outlet where you can go and enjoy a good film.
And that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow. Youth
Absolutely.
and their mental health
Exactly.
in schools. That is such a topic that a lot of people aren't. They go, oh, there's nothing wrong with John. He's just acting out. But he really has some type of mental illness.
And that's something that we need to be really concerned about right now. Our kids have been isolated. They're not able to go to school. They are now. They're back in school now. But the damage has been done.
Yes.
They're not being able, they can't cope with all of this. They don't understand it. They haven't been prepared for this kind of thing. So it's really important that we pay attention to our youth and look for the signs where they may express themselves and indicate that there are some problems
Yes,
taking place. So,
definitely. We're going to talk a lot about that tomorrow. But as far as where people can find you, how they can contact you, as far as your economic development program that you offer, you also edit. There's a lot of services that you offer, helping people start their business, maintain their businesses,
yes,
renewing their businesses. Because people think that when you opened up in 2020, that you didn't have to renew in 2021. So
exactly.
you remind them you have a renewal coming up. You need to make this payment, or you're not in business again this year. So
Or you're in trouble.
right,
Or you
right,
pay fines.
right, and file your taxes. And I just heard a little baby. I don't know if you've seen the interview with little baby. He was like, "Well, I didn't know I had to file taxes. I made all this money, and thank God I didn't spend my money. But I know. Nobody told me."
Well, that's all part of the of business training. You know,
Right.
you start a business and you have to learn how to not only manage
And
your
that's what you
money.
do. You teach people how to file their business taxes,
Exactly. Right.
and why they need to file it, because they can
Exactly.
get them bracelets on
And
them.
what form of business is going to be more advantageous to them as it relates to taxes as well. So all that information is available to the youth that participate in the Young CEO program. And they can reach me at wonderlandconsulting.com.
Yes.
I'm on Facebook and also on the internet.
Okay.
So we have our own website, and also myself, Angela Riley. I'm on Facebook and I'm also on LinkedIn. If you need to contact me, just reach out. I'd be happy to talk with you.
Well, there you have it, folks. It's been a great day here at the Stony Love Show with Shamika Chappelle. Make sure that you reach out to her. She's giving you all of her social media outlets. Angela Riley, economic developer. And if you want to start your own business, maintain your own business, and if you want to be on the Stone Love Show, she's your friend also to talk to. So I just want to say thank you, ladies, for making this morning possible. And for you out there, make sure that you have a wonderful day. Do not get discouraged. Although the clouds are out, just know that the sun will shine again. And I'll see you in the morning.